Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. In Sanskrit language, there is a vast literature starting from Valmiki Ramayana, which is the first and foremost epic poem. It contains around 24,000 slokas based on Gayatri Mantra 24 Bija letters. Each letter contains 1000, totally 20,000 verses. Next to that, Mahabharata. 1 lakh slokas, 18 chapters. After that, we can come across the poets in the medieval period. Those Bhagavatadis and all from ancient history. In the medieval period, we can get the detailed description of works of Kalidasa, Bharavi, Bhavabhuti, etc. poets. Similarly, to that time, we people may not know well about the greatest poet in Sanskrit literature called Kshemendra. My motto is that those whom people are not known well, even well-known people who forgotten, to be brought into the limelight. That's why we have to know the details of the great Sanskrit poet Kshemendra. His work Charucharya attained name and fame. One of the beautiful work done by Kshemendra. In Charucharya, the beautiful actions, beautiful activities, beautiful duties. That means the morals what we have to follow. The life how we have ethically follow. All the kinds of dharmas, ethics, morals are dumped in this Charucharya. That's why I chose it. Such a work should be brought into limelight. Otherwise, such great poet may be forgotten. Even I may forgot. That's why it should not be happened. Because they worked for the sake of, for the welfare of our generations, is it not? That's why we always should remember their glory and their greatness, and but through going through their works and finding out the beauties what they said, described in their works. Is it not? Therefore, I am very much interested to bring some notes on Charucharya's good conduct, and also, though it is Sanskrit, but I am discussing in English. Some words, even the Charucharya slokas are translated in Telugu also, I can recite. We can get some quotes from Charucharya regarding dharmas and all. Even it gives a cultural confines and purpose and grammatical selectivity also. We can find Kshemendra's Charucharya. Not only this, he also wrote Samay Mrutika, which is attained very famous in Sanskrit literature, but few people know. Charucharya, better, many people heard, but may not remember well unless I bring them to their notice. He gives importance for ethical concerns that should be appreciated from the poet Kshemendra, who lived in those days. That means around 990 BC. That's why we have to know about him, who is the famous Kashmiri poets. In olden days, Kashmiri poets means they used to write so many works for the administration for kings, ethical values for the people. So let us go for the topic which I chose, Kshemendra, Sanskrit poet. This is the topic what I have chose. Stapakaya cha dharmasya satya dharma swarupini avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Kshemendra, between 990 BC to 1070 AD, was a Kashmirian poet of the 11th century, writing in Sanskrit. Kshemendra was born into an old, cultured, and affluent family. Both his education and literary output were broad and varied. He studied literature under the foremost teacher of time, the celebrated Shaiva philosopher and literary exponent Abhinava Gupta, his guru. He also studied and wrote about both Vaishnavism and Buddhism. His literary career extended from at least 1037 to 1066. In addition to the genres listed below, Kshemendra also composed plays, descriptive poems, a satirical novel, a history, and possibly a commentary on the Kama Sutra. Tibetan histories and works on Kala Chakrat may be conjectured that this Sambala very profoundly was the capital of the Bactrian Empire of the Eastern Greeks, who had embraced Buddhism. It is also conjectured that the modern city of Balkh must have been the site of the latest capital. The name of the king Menendra, who erected a very lofty chaitya, has been mentioned by the Kashmirian poet Kshemendra in Avadhana Kalpalata, a work that was finished about 1035 AD. A chaitya is a Buddhist shrine or prayer hall with a stupa at one end. These three satirical banas or kazaris are the work of Kshemendra, a cosmopolitan scholar of the 11th century, who studied under the famous Guru Abhinava Gupta. Kshemendra's contribution to Sanskrit literature has only recently been fully appreciated. The first of the 34 works attributed to him was discovered in 1871. Now, I think we may have come to conclusion. He had worked for 34 books, literary works. 18 have been found in total. Among them, only we get now 18 works of Kshemendra, which several are technical and devotional works and 4 satirical. And Huxford, who translated these 3 satires, has already done much to establish the poet's reputation beyond the academic community with his translation of the Samaya Matrika, or the Courtesan's Keeper, a sustained satirical narrative about a shape-shifting pimp. These 3 satires, also set in Kshemendra's native Kashmir, paint a similar picture of a society in hard pursuit of money and sex, preferably combined. Abhinava Gupta was considered an important musician, poet, dramatist, philosopher, theologian, and logician. A polymath personality who exercised strong influences on Indian culture. He was born in the valley of Kashmir in a family of scholars and mystics and studied all the schools of philosophy and all the time under the guidance of as many as 15 or more teachers and gurus. In his long life, he completed over 35 works, the largest and most famous of which Tantra Loka, an encyclopedic treatise on all the philosophical and practical aspects of Trika and Kaula, means known today as Kashmiri Shaivism. Tantraloka is the master work of Abhinavagupta, who was in turn the most revered Kashmiri Shaivism master. On account of its size and scope, it is a veritable encyclopedia of non-dual Shaivism, in Advaita Shaivism. A treasure text containing the synthesis of the 64 monistic agamas and all the school of Kashmir Shaivism. The work contains both ritualistic and philosophic aspects spanning over 37 chapters. Chapter 29 is entirely dedicated to the so-called Kulachakra, a tantric practice which includes ritualized sexual activity. Abhinavagupta also wrote a condensed version of Tantraloka named Tantra Sara. Tantra Sara, the whole work has been translated into Italian by Raniero Gnoli. A further interpreter of the Tantras, Abhinavagupta, refers to Jnana Chakra as the sacrifice of the wheel or as the highest sacrifice. At the times of Kshemendra, relents and gives us more standard poetic fare, but his wit and cynicism are never far from the surface. A beautiful description of Ujjaini at dusk mixes the conventional with his own particular style. The sun disappeared slowly from the sky like a gambler stripped bare by cheats. For the most part, we are invited to mock as well as condemn the doctor who must kill thousands of patients with experimental concoctions before establishing his reputation, the astrologer who consults knowledgeable fishermen about the likelihood of rain, and the man about a town who gives himself love bites and smears lipstick on his collar before going out. Kshemendra, the author of Samayamratika, could only warn the society as a satirist Kando. The translator needs a vote of thanks for bringing to the English readers this work, which is not only is a rich addition to literature but also an important document for sociologists and students of human nature. Kshemendra's Charucharya, what we want now. Kshemendra, the author of the Charucharya, was held in great honor among the literary personages of Kashmir who wrote in Sanskrit. This popularity is not only due to the vast extent of literature to his credit, but also to the variety of subjects he mastered and represented in his writings. His religious beliefs were flexible, changing from his original Saivism to different beliefs, wherein he switched to Vishnu as his god of refuge. He also wrote on Buddhism. Thus, he is a poet and at the same time a religious harmonizer. As writes on Buddhist of themes outside the confines of his own religion, Brahmanism. Even as a Hindu, his gentleness and also ethical concerns, as expressed in the Charucharya especially, deserve attention and praise. Dr. Uma Chakravarti is one of the most reliable authorities to have studied Kshemendra and his works extensively. She asserts that Kshemendra was born towards the later half of the 10th century AD and says that since childhood he was well trained and was talented in poetics. His family was notable and well to do, and he was brought up in an environment favorable to his literary activities, which served to establish his talents. But it was the overall situation of the country's political anarchy that persuaded Kshemendra to contribute the ethical literature for the moral uplifting of people and to induce them to follow good conduct. Therefore, a considerable knowledge of the social history of the Kashmir of that period from available sources must also be considered while examining a literary work like Charucharya. Let us see his purpose and grammatical selectivity. The title Charucharya is composed of Charu and Charya. Charu, derived from the verbal root, can means agreeable, satisfactory, esteemed, etc. and simply good. Charya, derived from the verbal root kar, has several different definitions such as behavior, performance, practice, and so forth, of which conduct seem to most fitting in this context. Thus, Charucharya Shataka means a poem composed in 100 verses on the good conduct. Particularly for good conduct, he composed 100 slokas in the form of Charucharya. I mean, beautiful behavioral system, good conduct, whatever the name you can put it. As Charucharya is an ethical and didactic treatise, the author was carefully chosen grammar. For advice, he generally uses the aptative mood of verbs in the third person singular. In translation, this becomes an impersonal subject equivalent to the expression one, as in one should not abandon the faithful wife. Na vishwasam strishu varjayet. Also, the poet has been very careful not to use complicated grammar to rhetorical embellishment that may distract his reader from the central objective. In order to prove his advice is not mere prattle but historical reality, he often quotes an incident from popular legends like Mahabharata and Ramayana. For this, the perfect tense of verb is mostly used. Charucharya verses are composed in Anushtup Chandas. The text is praiseworthy for its extreme simplicity of style in using language. Let us see cultural confines. The Charucharya suffers somewhat due to its cultural specificity, which needs much explanation in cultures the poet's own. Advocating not sleeping with your head towards the north and west seems odd for a foreign audience, but in Hindu culture this has religious significance. Vedic literature has a special respect for the sun and the moon and the personified directions as gods. Therefore, sleeping with your head towards the west and your feet towards the east, according to Hindu culture, is disrespectful towards the sun. Another significant aspect of Charucharya is that it has been too heavily interspersed with Hindu legends and mythical figures which are expressed in every second line of each verse. Let us have some quotes of Charucharya. Natyaje dharma maryadam api klesha dasham shritah Harishchandram hi dharmati sehe chandalata satam. One should not give up dharma even when it gets or gives trouble. Raja Harishchandra never wavered following dharma even when he was enslaved by a chanda, means a race which runs crematoriums. Here, Kshemendra emphasized much on dharma, which is the prime source of one's life. Next, Characharya Swami Dharma. Natyardhamartarthanaya Deemanudvejaye janam Abdidattashvaratna Shri Matyamano Srujadvisham. Means, a wise person will not press or give stress to his employees too much. In order to earn a lot of profits, he will do just enough to keep them motivated. When the gods and demons churned the ocean first gave the divine horse named Uchai Shravas, the lot of gems, the goddess Lakshmi. Still they continue to churn. Hence the ocean gave them hala poison. It means the real order of what the ocean offered during the churning is not accurate in the above words. But it is only an indication of how servant's response will be if he is demanded to work beyond reasonable times. Now, some of verses translated in Telugu of Charucharya. Let us see Telugu translated poems of Charucharya. Danamu karmanusara labdambugana buddhini nikrushta sevakai punparadu కుంభ సంభవ భీష్మ ముఖ్యులు నశించి రకలు దుర్యోధన సమాశ్రయంబు చేత. Money can acquire according to work, but we should not degrade our intellectual. Due to Bhishma etc. joined in the bad company of Duryodhana, they lost their glory and lives. వరులు చేసిన మేలును మరువరాదు, చలగి తాను కృతజ్ఞత సేయరాదు. ఉపకృతుని నాడి జంగుని ఉసురుదీసి, సర్వదా భ్రష్టుడయ్యెను క్ష్మాసురుండు. వలయు సలుపంగ సగుణ సభంబు చేత, మానవర్ధన కార్యంబు మహితులందు. సన్నుతులచే మరుత్తనూజాతుడయ్యే, రాఘవేశ్వరు కార్యభారక్షకముండు. సాధుజన దుఃఖము తిరస్కారలవము, సలుపబోలదు సుమితి వీషలుడెప్పు. డనయమును వేదవాది అయినట్టి బ్రహ్మ, వాదనమును దృంచగిరిసుతా వల్లభుండు. సత్వవంతుడు సంసార సారమైన, సంతత పరోపకారంబు సలుపవలయు. బుద్ధ భగవానుడాత్మీయ బుద్ధి నించే, సర్వభూతోద్ధారణ నిత్య సత్య దీక్ష. This may be difficult for a foreigner who is obvious to such legends and myths. Kshemendra might have been attempting to instigate people to derive an educational message from popular narratives and apply them in their own lives. The popular Indian narratives are inherently didactic and presented in various forms of ornate literature. People enjoy the aesthetics of these narratives but do not always consume their educational themes and significance. Kshemendra has taken up the responsibility in Charucharya, where in fact it has been easier for him to accomplish his attempts to discerning the good conduct from tales already known to his native audience. The ethical concerns are, as Kshemendra says, the enumeration of good conduct are interesting and have universal application. Ethical concerns. Although entitled Good Conduct, Kshemendra's concern encompasses simple customary practices and folklore to social norms, morals, values, and beliefs, political disciplines, and even religious and philosophical ideals. There are conducts which are good for individual well being, such as bathing before religious rituals, and in spite of being part of the culture, do not cause huge tension and society is violated. At the same time, Kshemendra also documents individual restraint respecting the social values, such as not going after others' wife, which may bring harm to social harmony. These values may even be incorporated into laws. Thus, the Charucharya is an important document for the study of 11th century Kashmirian sociology, not in its entirely, but in the basic formulation of the culture that has a legendary and historical basis which is not so different from other parts of India. In comparison, the Charucharya bears closest affiliation to Bhartrhari Niti Shataka. It is classed under the category of Upadesha Sahitya, didactic literature in poems. The Hitopadesha and Panchatantra are in the same family of Upadesha literature, but interspersed with prose and verse. Some notes of Charucharya's good conduct. What he wants to say? One should always be virtuous and physically clean by bathing regularly. The sin Vrutraha acquired by killing Vrutra was expunged by bathing. One should perform funeral rites faithfully as prescribed by the sacred texts. Even Yama, the god of death, failed to drag off Sweta when engaged in venerating the gods. The undefiled one should perform charms, oblation, and homage in praise of God and well washed feet. Kali approached Nala without washing his feet. Hospitality to guests in ancient Indian custom is first of all washing their feet. In fact, in Indian culture, it is said, let a guest be a good. This idea is maintained in the words, a nobleman eats what remains after a beggar or guest has eaten. Sweta, who ate after abandoning a beggar, was on the verge of eating his own flesh. One should not boldly wander at night, roam at night, may be due to possible dangers of so doing. Kshemendra, like most Sanskrit authors, retains the obscure idea of not trusting women and thus looking upon women as inferior to men. Giving should be done without hope of return. Karmanyevadikara Mahapalesh Kadachana. That is, one should give selflessly with a pure heart, not wishing to receive anything back. This is very similar to the Buddhist idea of giving that maintains detachment to material objects. Jealousy is the root of all the quarrels. Let one engender the root of tolerance at heart. Reference to this moral has been made to an event in Harivamsha, but sustains some commonality with a Dharmapada, words that maintains hatred cannot be eliminated or appeased by hatred but by love. Kshemendra urges his readers to maintain stability of self confidence and righteousness even in the grip of distress and transgression. From the good conduct enumerated above, we can surmise that society which compelled Kshemendra to write this treatise had morally deteriorated to such an extreme position that he even needed to write about matters as simple as taking regular baths and the need to be physically clean before for performing religious rites. Let us come to the conclusion of Kshemendra. In the introduction, we can understand that knowledge of Kshemendra's social history is important when discussing his work. It is so great, also true, that the Charucharya contributes greatly to our understanding of Kashmir society in the 11th century. The moral conduct quoted above sheds some light on their timeless practicability. Thus, the Charucharya can be a handbook for guiding human beings who have an inherent tendency to stray. Thus, we can feel proud of Kshemendra's work on social reforms. Om Shri Kantai Kalyana Nade Nade Dram Shri Venkatanivasaaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangalasastra Premadacharya Progamai Sarvesha Purvairacharya Satrutaya Stu Mangalam.